Episode 1, Eyes That Wander. Deolu's eyes were always moving, always wanting. If something sparkled, he wanted it. If someone else had it, he needed to have it too. It didn't matter if it was a pair of shoes, a snack in a classmate's lunchbox, or a pencil that wasn't even his favorite color. The moment Deolu saw it, he needed to have it. This attitude started from childhood. In grade 3, he once rolled on the floor of a supermarket because another boy had sneakers that lit up. His mother, dupe, embarrassed and frantic, paid for the shoes immediately, money meant for something else entirely. That would become a pattern. You see, Deolu was their only child. A miracle child, born after years of trying, fasting, and hospital visits that stretched their marriage thin. His parents loved him dearly, so they spoiled him silly. They gave him everything he wanted, and when they couldn't, guilt did the talking. We don't want him to feel left out, they always said. And so Deolu grew up learning that crying brought results. That pouting meant rewards. That he didn't need to be exceptional, he just needed to be loud enough. Even though he wasn't brilliant and hovered around average throughout secondary school, his parents celebrated his mediocrity. When he scored a C, his parents bought him pizza. When he barely scraped a B, they made it a big deal. By the time he got to university, Deolu had developed a sense of entitlement. He didn't bully people physically, but his words were weapons. One time, he asked a girl out, she gently said no. The next day, Deolu humiliated her in the classroom, mocking her looks and claiming she once begged him for attention. Another time, when a classmate named Deli refused to lend him a notebook, Deolu went to his room while he was away and turned it upside down. He flung books, poured water on the mattress, and left his door open. No one could prove it, but everyone knew. Surprisingly, he wasn't in a cult. He wasn't physically violent either. He was just vindictive, powerful, in that subtle way some boys are, equal parts charm, audacity, and more audacity. After graduation, most of his mates moved on. Some went abroad for postgraduate studies. His closest friend, Bidemi, secured admission into a university in Canada. Bidemi was brilliant and rich. Deolu was neither, but he couldn't accept being left behind. From that day, his obsession became clear: he had to leave Nigeria. It was abroad or nothing. His parents tried to reason with him, but to no avail. In fact, his father, Colonel, pulled strings and got him a high-paying job with a reputable firm in Lagos, a job graduates prayed for. Deolu turned it down flat. He didn't even think about it. So I should stay here and rot while my mates are progressing. Every conversation became emotional warfare. Daddy, see all my mates. They are flying out. Me, I'm still in this country like a loser. Mommy, it's not as if I'm asking you to build a house for me. It's just Canada. What's the big deal? If you people love me, you'll find a way. And because they had always bent for him, they bent again. Dupe, in her panic, turned to the only person who could help, her husband's elder sister, Auntie Dupe. Same name, different temperament. This Dupe was wealthy, blunt, and allergic to nonsense. The phone call was tense. On, Dupe, you want this boy to kill you and Colonel. It's not everything he asks for that you should give him. Auntie me, it's because you don't know what it means to wait for a child. He has made up his mind to go. If we don't act fast, he'll become useless. Useless. Who raised him to think he's entitled to Canada? Auntie, I'm begging you. Okay. I'll help. But after this first payment, he's on his own. My children fend for themselves, and I will not fund laziness. He must get a job when he gets there. That's the only condition. Dupe agreed. She would have agreed to anything at that point. Auntie Dupe sent the full amount, tuition deposit, visa processing fees, first-year accommodation, and a modest allowance for food. Deolu's joy was boundless. He told everyone and even posted a blurry picture of his visa page with #grateful as the caption. The night before he left, his father sat him down. "Deolu, listen to me. Life abroad is not easy. You're not Bidemi. You don't have the kind of safety net his father can offer. The moment you land, you're a man. If you waste this chance..." "Daddy, please, I beg. I'm not a child." "That's the point. I hope you're not." And soon enough, Deolu finally flew out of Lagos feeling invincible. The air in the plane even smelled like progress. The day Deolu landed in Canada, the sun was still shining and the breeze was strange, cool, clean, and too quiet. People walked fast. No one looked at him twice. At first, it felt okay. Manageable. His student accommodation was decent. The air smelled different. Everything was organized, almost too organized. But all that didn't matter. What mattered was he was here. Abroad. He had made it. For the first few days, he moved with excitement. He updated his status, posted a story of the street view from his room window, captioned it step by step. He even tied his shoelaces differently, like someone who had entered a new phase of life. But after a few weeks, reality had set in. The money Auntie Dupe sent was melting fast. Groceries were expensive. And the part-time job he thought he'd find easily. Nowhere to be found. He had no experience, no connections, only rejection emails and one-liners, "We'll get back to you." He walked to class one morning and realized something no one had warned him about: nobody cared. Not his classmates. Not the bus drivers. Not the admin officers. Nobody was interested in the boy from Nigeria with dreams bigger than his wallet. He called Bidemi once. His friend was doing okay, enrolled in a different city, already adjusting. "It's hard, bro," Bidemi said, "but it's not impossible. You just have to grind." Deolu nodded. But something inside him had started to shift. For the first time in his life, crying or complaining wasn't an option. Nobody here was going to beg him to get up. Nobody was going to reward his effort just because he showed up. And he had promised Auntie Dupe and his parents he would sort himself out after this first phase. Suddenly, he realized he had no backup plan. That night, he lay on his bed staring at the ceiling. He wanted to sleep but couldn't, so he picked up his phone and opened WhatsApp and saw his parents had sent messages filled with emojis, love, and prayers. He replied, "All good. Thank God." But it wasn't all good. And deep down, Deolu knew. This was not Nigeria. And Canada was about to show him premium shiji. If you enjoyed this episode, please click on subscribe for more. Thanks.